right, welcome back again, Algebra 2. So this is just a second video on some more examples. This particular video for 9.3 unit circle is focusing on reference angles. That's one of the very few vocabulary words that you'll see in this particular lesson. And again, it's kind of one of those things that if you don't understand that, you'll have no idea what it is you're looking for. So let's think about the word reference angle. Reference, you're referring to this one to help you with something else, like a guideline, like, hey, it always looks like this, so referred back to this one. So here's the definition I came up with. It's student friendly. So what are reference angles? Reference angles are basically angles in quadrant 1. Key thing, it has to be coming from the quadrant 1 section. So quadrant 1 is right here. Your reference angle has got to be from quadrant 1. So again, take a quick look at that. There's only a handful of angles in quadrant 1. And so we will focus on these ones right here, 30, 45, and 60. Okay? So reference angles are those angles, 30, 45, or 60, that have the same cosine value, aka the x value, and the same y value. The only difference is that those values might have different signs, okay? And so I just want to show you guys something. I color-coded your unit circle that I sent out to you a specific way for a reason. Take a look at all these pink highlighted ones. So there's four locations here that have a pink highlight. Right here, over here, down here, and also over here. But do me a favor and take a look at the actual values of the coordinates. Right here you have a coordinate or a value at, going back over here. Right here in the first quadrant you have a value of square root of 3 over 2, and then you have 1/2. Well, take a look at the other pink values. What do you know? Another square root of 3 over 2 and a 1/2. The only difference is this has a negative on it. Let's take a look down here on this one. In the third quadrant, you have, again, a square root of 3 over 2 and a 1/2. But look, both of them just happen to be negative. Same x and y value, just different signage. And up, what do you know again? Take a look. Another square root of 3 over 2 and a 1/2, except this time only the y value has a negative sign. So anything that is a reference angle will have the same exact values of the x and the y value. The signs will only be the difference. Okay, and the green ones are very easy. So the 45s, anything with a 45-degree reference angle, look at the answers there. Look at your x and y values. They're always square root of 2 over 2. Both of them. They're the same. And that's exactly what's happening here. Look, square root of 2 over 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, again, both spots. Square root of 2 over 2 again, both spots. The only difference here is the signs. That one happens to be negative, these are both negative, and then just the y value here is negative. So they call them reference angles for a reason, and I color-coded your unit circle so that you could easily figure out reference angles. So let's go ahead and use our unit circle in this color coding system to help us actually find reference angles quickly, okay? So here we go with the first one. Example 2, leading off. It says find the reference angle for the following angle. So right here, 7 pi over 4. Okay, 7 pi over 4, again, I know you guys might not have that memorized, but I want to also show you a trick. So 7 pi over 4 is actually right here in the fourth quadrant. You can tell that it's green, but could you tell me something else you notice about all the radian measures for a green reference angle? Look at the denominator here. 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh my goodness, every single one of those reference angles has a denominator of 4 when it's in radian form. So sometimes it's very easy for you to know the reference angle just by looking at the denominator for the radian measure, okay? Again, that's only if it's in radian measure, but going back to the point, 7 pi over 4 is right here, and it is highlighted in green. Now remember, your reference angle has got to come from quadrant 1. So which one of these original angles here in quadrant 1 is green? That one right there, pi over 4. So your reference angle for that one right there is pi over 4. Boom, done. It's very simple, but I think understanding what a reference angle is and where you always get your reference angles from is very important. Once you get the idea, pretty simple. All right, let's do another one. 5 pi over 3, 5 pi over 3. Let's go look at the color coding for 5 pi over 3. So 5 pi over 3 is actually right here in the fourth quadrant as well. 5 pi over 3. Again, take a look. Some tricks for the radian measures. Look at the denominator there. 3. That's the orange one. Look at the denominator here. Oh, a 3. A 3, a 3. So all of the orange radian measures have a denominator of 3 on them. So you'll easily be able to kind of recognize it right away. But remember, the reference angle has got to come from quadrant 1. So once again, take a look at quadrant 1 and tell me which one has a yellow, or not a yellow, an orange angle. Right here, pi over 3. So your reference angle for that 5 pi over 3 is pi over 3. That's the original reference angle from quadrant 1. So, answer, pi over 3. But I also think it's important, especially when you have it in radian measure, to just notice that denominator there. It's always a quick trick to kind of finding the right one most of the time. All right, now, some things that might not be so easy is when they give it to you in degree form. Now, remember, you have a unit circle, so you could always go back and look at it. But let's go ahead and do some degree reference angles. So this one says 210 degrees. So 210 degrees is actually over here in quadrant 3. So quadrant 3 is right here. You can see that it says 210 right there. All right, now 210 is definitely highlighted in pink. So there's 3 other pink angles on this unit circle. Here, here, and here. But remember, your reference angle has got to come from quadrant 1. So going back again to quadrant 1, we're looking for the pink angle right here. So your pink angle, reference angle, is 30 degrees or pi over 6. We're going to go ahead and give them the degree answer because, again, they asked us in degree questions, so we want to give them an answer back in degree. So reference angle for 210 degrees is 30 degrees. Boom. Done. All right, last one, 150 degrees. 150 is right here. Once again, take a look. This is in quadrant 2, but 150 degrees is pink. And so it's a pink angle. So going back to quadrant 1, the pink angle there again was, 30 degrees. And just like I mentioned in the last example video, you know, it is definitely okay to get repeated answers. It will happen. Reference angles, there's a ton. We can tell that there's tons of pink angles here that are going to be referenced from the pink angle in quadrant 1. There's tons of green angles here that are going to get referenced to the green angle in quadrant 1. So you will have a lot of repeated answers. Don't freak out when that happens. All right, last example. This one's multiple choice just because I saw it on your Edgenuity questions. I didn't want to give you the answer, but I also didn't want you guys to get tripped up. It's actually really easy to answer a question like this. So, which of the following is true for the location of for a theta whose tangent is square root of 3? So here's the thing. It's saying whose tangent is square root over 3. So, going back to your unit circle, you're looking now at your tangents. So don't forget what I told you guys. Your tangents on my unit circle I sent you are the blue measures that are kind of hanging out over here on the sides. So square root of 3 is our answer that we're looking for. So square root of 3, that says negative. I don't want that. Oh, here's one right here. It's attached to this one right here, this orange one. And then there's another square root of 3 hanging out over here in quadrant 3. All right, so both this one here and this one over here have square root of 3 for a tangent. Now, here's the thing. What color are both of them? Both of these are color-coded in orange. So the reference angle, the orange reference angle here is definitely 60 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and eliminate answers from that. Has a reference angle of 30, has a reference angle of 60. So we just established that this is not a 30-degree reference angle. So it's definitely going to be one of those two down there. Has a 60-degree reference angle. It was an orange angle on this unit circle. All right, going back over here, where does it fall? Quadrant 1 or quadrant 2? So again, going back to those same locations. So here was the square root of 3, right? And this was definitely in quadrant 1. And the other square root of 3 was down here. And this is definitely in quadrant 3. So quadrant 1 and 3 are where these two things occur. So 1 and 3 right here, that would be the answer C. Has a 60-degree reference angle. And it happens in quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. So there's a question like that on your Edgenuity. Don't want you guys to get thrown off. It's really easy to answer. Just kind of, again, reading your unit circle. So this is your holy grail right now. Do not lose it, okay? Good luck, Copper Canyon. If you have questions, we'll have a teacher forum in 2 more days and get your questions ready. Good luck.